Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
And that breaking news, a man hit and killed by a car in Raleigh. We're going to take you to the scene from what we know from investigators.
And your Christmas day looking warm once again. We just have to get through a few scattered showers. I'm going to show you when and where we see those coming up in a few minutes.
In Christmas travel, people are on the roads and at the airport on their way to their holiday destinations. We're giving you a live look at I-40 and RDU. We're tracking the conditions on this Christmas morning. Merry Christmas. Thanks for being with us. I mean, it doesn't quite feel like Christmas. It's a nice warm one out there. Thanks for being with us. I'm Destiny Patterson.
And I'm Chris Levingood. I would also like to point out, I'm okay with that. I'm all right
well.
with a warm Christmas, Chris. I know people are like, oh, I want a white Christmas. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, it's the gift that keeps on giving, and it's for free, so there you go. 40 degrees right now in Rocky Mount, where it is a little bit cooler. Durham and Raleigh at 47, where you're just getting past one of those stray showers. There's that shower now moving out of Wake County. It's right on the Johnston and Nash County line. So Wendell's still seeing a little bit of light rain. So is Clayton. This will continue to move eastward toward areas like Lucama and Wilson. Farther off toward the north, you've got this line of showers and storms in West Virginia. I don't expect necessarily any thunderstorms, but you see that kind of trajectory takes it into our northeastern corner. So areas like Mecklenburg County, Virginia, Northampton County, Halifax County, North Carolina, you're probably looking at some scattered showers after 8 a.m. lasting until about 10 a.m. So that's why temperatures today are going to be a little bit slower to climb than they were yesterday, but we get there. Heading into the afternoon, high temperatures for most of us making it into the upper 60s, which would still make it one of the warmest Christmases on record. Wilmington 72, Charlotte 74, and then this backdoor cold front is what it's called, is going to make things much cooler heading into tomorrow. More temperature swings between now and the new year. We'll walk you through those coming up.
This morning, a person was hit and killed by a car in Raleigh. The crash happened around 1:30 this morning on Tryon Road near the Dillard Drive intersection. Ali Caldabar is at the scene in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker, and she tells us what she learned about this crash.
And I do want to walk you through what this scene looked like. There was police tape surrounding this intersection and evidence markers in the middle of it. We also saw the car was just past the intersection. We want to take you to this video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker of what this scene looked like just hours ago. You can see police tape lining the intersection of Tryon Road and Dillard Drive. You can also see that car's windshield is bashed in. That's the car that hit a pedestrian around 1:30 this morning. Police told us the man was seriously hurt. We checked in again about an hour later. Police said the man had died. We're also told the driver stayed on scene. No charges have been filed. We did see police investigate for about 3 hours. We're working to find out the identity of the man who was killed and what led up to this crash. Reporting in Raleigh, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
Thanks, Allie. We're also following more breaking news. Police in Henderson say a woman is dead after a shooting inside of a home. It happened on Dabney Drive at about 7:45 last night. Police say the victim is 37-year-old Tiffany Lassiter. 52-year-old Malin Hebron was taken into custody and charged. Police say it appears the suspect and the victim were in a relationship. Hebron is being held at the Vance County Jail without bond.
Today will be another busy day at RDU, where we're showing you a live image right now. Things are pretty smooth at the airport for holiday travel. We're tracking 5 flight delays and 0 cancellations. Nationwide, there are more than 500 flights delayed, and that number could go up today and through the weekend because of winter weather in the Northeast. Plus, there's that intense rain and the flooding out west.
Now, when it comes to holiday travel out on the road, AAA projects nearly 110 million people will travel via vehicle. That's an additional 2.2 million people on the road compared to the same time last year. Now, if you're the type to wait to the last minute, you're actually in luck. AAA says that today there should be minimal traffic. If you take a look live at I-40 and Airport Boulevard, you can see that we're not seeing too much traffic out there. We are seeing some wet roads and wet conditions. Not too bad, but just something to keep an eye on. AAA says 3.7 million North Carolinians will travel at least 50 miles from home over this holiday travel season. Now, if you're opting to drive, Santa's gift for you is cheaper gas. AAA says that the national average is below $3 a gallon. In Raleigh, you'll pay $2.76. In Wilmington, $2.77. In Charlotte, $2.61.
You can count on the WRAL News app to keep you up to speed as you're navigating your holiday travel this week and into the new year. You can also keep track of your flight disruptions, traffic, and weather conditions. It's free to download.
Police have released the photos of the two men accused of shooting at each other at a Wilson Walmart. Take a look. These are these two suspects. 19-year-old Ashton Pittman and 30-year-old Jordan Battle are facing attempted murder charges. That shooting happened at 11 a.m. yesterday morning. Police say 3 people were involved. Pittman and Battle are accused of firing their guns after a fight inside a barbershop. Bystanders also got involved to disarm one of the men involved. There were no injuries. A couple of shoppers talked to us as they say that this was chaos on Christmas Eve.
It was a lot of people just standing there because I don't think a lot of people was aware that people were shooting. But I guess once people did, everybody started running out the back. So, yeah, it was chaotic. It was chaotic.
Oh, my God, it was terrifying. The worst things is to have somebody scared and running because the only thing I could think of was my child.
Pittman and Battle are both held without bond in Wilson County.
The Goldsboro community is remembering the life of Jalea Toon. That 13-year-old was shot and killed on Alpha Court over the weekend, just days before Christmas. Toon's family, friends, and members of the community held a vigil last night to honor her. So far, 3 teenagers have been charged with Jalea's death. According to her mother, Toon was born premature, and it was Christmas Eve 13 years ago she was able to come home from the hospital. Well, now the holiday is taking on a different meaning for them.
They took a beautiful life for no reason. For no reason. We're not going to stop until we have a law about children violence, gun violence in Goldsboro, and it's going to be Jalea's law, and I'm not going to stop until that happens.
Toon's family started a fundraiser to help pay for a memorial in her honor, and you can visit our website, WRAL.com, for that information.
A man accused of breaking into a building at St. Augustine's campus is now out on bond. 25-year-old Nicholas Childers was arrested for breaking and entering. Police say he damaged a glass door on campus. Childers was released on a $1,000 secured bond. And a woman is in custody after a stabbing in Raleigh. It happened around 10:30 yesterday morning in the 3600 block of Constellation Drive. When police got there, they found a man who had been stabbed. He was taken to the hospital, and he is expected to survive. Police tell us the victim and the suspect knew each other.
The NTSB is now investigating whether a gas pipeline is connected to a deadly nursing home explosion in Pennsylvania. 2 women were killed, including one person living there and an employee. Investigators say everyone is now accounted for. The gas company says the explosion happened a few hours after their teams arrived because of reports of a gas odor. State records show that nursing home had state health violations as recently as October. That includes failure to provide required smoke barrier partitions and failure to maintain portable fire extinguishers.
Pope Leo XIV presided over midnight mass at the Vatican this morning. This marked his first midnight mass since he was elected pontiff. Prior to mass, Pope Leo greeted those who were outside and watched the service on jumbo screens in St. Peter's Square. The Pope used his homily to call for kindness to strangers and the poor. Yesterday, he called for a day of global peace for Christmas Day. Right now, Pope Leo is holding Christmas Mass, renewing a tradition that hasn't been done since Pope John Paul II in 1994.
Now, if you still need to do some holiday shopping, you'll find many stores are closed today. Walmart, Target, and Costco all closed today. So are Harris Teeter, Publix, and Trader Joe's, among other grocery stores. But there are some places open, like CVS, Walgreens. Maybe you find a cart in there last minute. Convenience stores, including Sheetz and 7-Eleven, are also open. You can find a full list on our website, WRAL.com.
New this morning, Powerball player in Arkansas had a very big Christmas gift to celebrate. One ticket holder won the $1.8 billion jackpot in last night's drawing. Someone here in North Carolina also won some money, $100,000 in that drawing. Here are the numbers. They're 4, 25, 31, 52, and 59. The Powerball was 19. The jackpot is now back to $20 million for the next drawing. You can watch that here Saturday night at WRAL. Still ahead, paycheck increase. Nearly 24 states will raise hourly minimum wage in the new year. How much more workers in those states will be making?
And from clearing a driving record to helping a family displaced by Hurricane Helene get a new home, Five on Your Side made a real difference this year. We'll give you a look back at Keely Arthur's biggest solves this year.
And currently just a few stray showers, but more storms off toward West Virginia. This will weaken as it moves into parts of our area later this morning. I'll walk you through the latest on Futurecast and show you why you shouldn't go canceling Christmas plans.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13 this morning, just a stray shower around Bailey and Lucama right now. You see that fading east of Raleigh. Some showers off toward the north and west. These will mostly weaken as they move north of the triangle up until about 10 o'clock this morning. So just a little bit of rain early on. Temperatures mainly in the low to mid 40s, but by midday we're mainly dry with temperatures 55 to 60 and high temperatures today a good 65 to 70 degrees, so warming after some morning rain, with this being one of the warmest Christmas days on record. However, as we head into the overnight hours, we'll see temperatures dropping into the 50s by about 2 o'clock in the morning. And then as we head into the afternoon tomorrow, temperatures continue to fall into the 40s. We'll show you why there's such a sharp change in temperatures and how that pattern is unique to North Carolina coming up in a few minutes.
For those of you hopping in the car for your holiday destination, let's give you a look outside. You're looking at I-40 and Carytown Boulevard. We're starting to see more of a steady flow of traffic out there. More cars are hitting the road. And we have also seen some slick spots out there in terms of some of that wet weather that we've seen, some pop-up showers. Right now, the roads look pretty good, though. So we'll keep you updated if we see or hear of any trouble spots. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
The host of the annual Christmas Eve concert at the Kennedy Center canceled it this year, and that's because of the recent change adding President Trump's name to the venue. In a statement, the organizer of the Christmas Eve Jazz Jam said he called off that show when the name was changed to the Trump Kennedy Center. He says he has no plans to reschedule that long-running show.
Now, not even Santa is immune to a tough job market. A new survey shows store Santa job postings are down 35% this year compared to last year. And some blame the decline on online shopping and stores cutting budgets. Obviously, we've seen a lot of that. Others say some parents are just no longer comfortable with Santa visits. Yes, lots of screaming children for the Santa photos. Santa stand-ins looking to get on the payroll also have to meet tougher job requirements, like actually having a real beard instead of fake ones.
The kids are like, we're fine if we don't do that again. Well, looking ahead, millions of Americans could soon receive higher paychecks. 22 states and Washington, D.C. are raising their hourly minimum wages next year. In 2009, the federal minimum wage was raised to $7.25 an hour, and it hasn't changed since. A professor of economics at Rochester Institute of Technology says while this increase is good news, it's not going to solve the affordability crisis.
Wealth inequality in the United States, where the difference between the 1%ers and the 99%ers is staggeringly large. It will definitely help people at the lower end of the income distribution.
And most of the wage increases will happen on January 1st. Oregon, Alaska, Florida, they will raise their hourly minimum wages later in the year. 2 bills were proposed this year to raise North Carolina's minimum wage, but so far, neither passed the House.
A group in the Outer Banks is calling on the state to take more action to protect Highway 12. The highway is the only highway in or out of the popular vacation spot, and erosion over the years has turned it into a problem spot with consistent overwash and flooding. The group wants more beach nourishment projects and also called for a disaster declaration, which could unlock federal funding for the highway. Now, we've gone in depth on challenges facing the highway and really really the whole Outer Banks. You can learn about what's driving more problems on the coast and the major money constraints that make long-term solutions a challenge. You can look for that video on our YouTube page.
North Carolina is included in a nationwide salmonella outbreak linked to raw oysters. The CDC says one person in our state has gotten sick. The outbreak sent at least 20 people nationwide to the hospital. Right now, no recalls have been issued because of that outbreak. The CDC and the FDA are looking more into this.
Intense downpours and dangerous flood threats have triggered a state of emergency this Christmas in California. As much as 7 inches of rain is causing mudslides and washing out homes and highways in Southern California. Some people are being told to shelter in place. Others are being evacuated from their homes. As much as a foot of rain is expected in some areas by the end of the week. Emergency resources and first responders have been deployed, and the National Guard is on standby.
I mean, it really is heartbreaking to see this, Chris, because they've dealt with those wildfires, obviously, that were pretty bad, but then now you got this flooding. And I mean, it's really that system that's kind of affecting what you're tracking in terms of snow, too.
Yeah, so they're getting that white Christmas, but it's like several feet worth, especially in the Sierra Nevada, where their mountains are a lot taller than ours. So from the West Coast to the East Coast, let's check on things back here at home. Wilson just dealing with a few sprinkles out there. Nothing really to worry about. It's very light rain that's moving into areas like Lucama and Wilson, coming in out of areas like Zebulon and Bailey, maybe moving toward Elm City. But this is just a little sprinkle that's been in the process of weakening ever since I was tracking it in the Triad around 3 o'clock this morning. Now, as we go through the rest of the morning, we'll continue to see some scattered showers, most of which will be north and east of the Triangle. Could have a few heavy pockets between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. in parts of Mecklenburg County, Virginia, Halifax and Northampton counties here in North Carolina. And then after 11 a.m. or so, most of the showers out of here. The afternoon is trending drier with some breaks of sunshine and temperatures rising. After 6 p.m., I could stand to see maybe a stray shower or two once again. So temperatures are slow to climb through today. Here's 9 o'clock. We're still in the 40s. Midday, we're in the 50s. And then by the afternoon, upper 60s and lower 70s. But tomorrow on the bottom part of the screen in the green, you see 3 a.m., 51 degrees. So that's your high temperature. Temperatures fall into the 40s and stay there throughout much of your Friday. So why the big drop in temperatures? It's something called the wedge, where northeast breeze literally wedges up against the Appalachian Mountains, and it creates this dome of cool air, overcast, and so that's why it's going to be pretty chilly out there tomorrow. But we recover for the weekend, mild both days, and it looks like the rain is holding off until after Sunday now, as we've got this front that comes in out of the west. So it'll bring us some isolated rain Monday, and then once that passes through, we'll start to cool things back off. So lots of ebbs and flows in the forecast between now and 2026. One of those ebbs and flows between today and tomorrow, we just discussed that in length. Saturday near 70, Sunday maybe a little cooler, Monday's back in the 60s, but by Tuesday and Wednesday mornings, we'll see temperatures in the 20s. So by New Year's Eve, feeling like winter, not necessarily the case heading into this afternoon, though.
All right, thanks for tracking that for us, Chris. Staffing success, how more officers in Durham are making a difference in the streets.
And ahead at 6:30, the future of Holly Springs, one of the fastest growing areas in Wake County, is trying to meet the demand, the changes people can expect downtown. The Durham Police Department is sharing a success story when it comes to staffing. The agency is now 74% staffed with sworn personnel, which is an increase from 71% in recent years. The police chief points to larger police academy classes and lateral transfers helping those numbers. The department also recently received pay raises last year. Mayor Leonardo Williams says that these numbers will make a difference.
We are not only diversifying our workforce, but we're also diversifying the roles that you can work in our police department. And when you're being this creative and this innovative in your workforce, you start to see those trends of crime to go down.
This positive trend on the department's staffing comes as the city and the county are launching a major public safety plan to reduce violent crime.
This What's Trending report is sponsored by Call Dad AC and Heating.
Celine Dion channels How the Grinch Stole Christmas in a hilarious holiday video.
Plus, Mariah Carey hits a new Christmas milestone. Let's take a look now this morning at what's trending. It's time. That's about as high as I can get that she does it. Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You is at the top of most people's playlist, extending her record for the most weeks as #1 on Billboard's Hot 100 chart. She now holds 100 total weeks on top of that chart, and this is her 21st consecutive week.
I mean, it sounded like you almost hit the note there for a second.
I'm trying to be kind to our viewers. I did it a little bit, but I don't want to blow out your speakers, all right?
Yeah, it is a little early for all of that. Now, take a look at this video with, I won't spoil who's in it. Listen.
All by myself, I want to be all by myself. The nerve of those who's inviting me down there on
That's not the Grinch. That's actually Celine Dion, rendition of her own song. She posted this video to Instagram last night, putting her spin on a scene from Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. She captioned the video, "Silent night, not on my watch."
Oh, she has a beautiful voice, but obviously a good sense of humor, too. I love it.
That's right.
All right, so we've got 2 big NFL games happening this Sunday on Fox 50. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are headed to Miami. Panthers fans will be rooting for the Dolphins to improve Carolina's chances to make the playoffs. Kickoff for that game is at 1 p.m., and then you've got the Buffalo Bills hosting the Eagles. Kickoff in Buffalo is at 4:25.
Then this weekend, Sunday night football matchup, Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears are headed west to take on Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers. Both teams coming off big wins and looking to finish the regular season off strong before the playoffs. Coverage before the game starts at 7 o'clock on WRAL. Kickoff is at 8:20.
Your time is 6:26 this morning. As we are following breaking news, a person is dead because a car hit and killed him in Raleigh. What we know about what happened and that victim's injuries.
Plus, Christmas travel. People are on the roads and at the airport on their way to their holiday destinations. Giving you a live look at RDU right now. We're tracking the conditions this Christmas morning.
And some of those conditions, including scattered showers coming out of West Virginia and Virginia. I'll show you which parts of the area they're targeting and why you shouldn't go canceling your Christmas Day plans. That's in the next half hour news. We'll be right back.